Hey, what's going on, guys? Aarava here, and welcome back to some more exclusive gameplay on F1 2018. So, we already uploaded 3 different parts of the career mode preview, which were uploaded last week on the channel. If you did miss those, by the way, you can click the annotation in the top right and see that. But here today, we've got a 5-lap race around the Belgian Grand Prix, driving as Charles Leclerc in his Alfa Romeo Sauber. So, for the first time, really, we'll get a chance to look at the AI in an out-of-context kind of scenario away from career mode and just focus on how the AI are going to play against us. And more importantly, this is also going to be the very first wheel gameplay upload on F1 2018. So far, all the gameplay has been on a controller, and this was on a wheel for the very first time. But I've really got to stress this, that this isn't still a full representation of what the game could potentially look like you versus the AI, because I was racing on a playseat and a Fanatec, and for me personally, it's just not very comfortable to actually drive with the playseat and the Fanatec. The brake pedal was incredibly stiff, the throttle was way too open, and then just the nature of the way you're sat in a playseat, I've just never found it personally very good to actually race with. You know, at home I have a wheel stand and a Thrustmaster TSP Racer, but obviously I had to make do with what was at the PR event, so I just want to stress that it's not a full representation of what the driving is like on F1 2018, and for that reason as well, the AI was on level 100, not 110, so there's definitely room from this video for the AI to be even more aggressive and more punchy, but as you're about to see in the gameplay anyway, they're pretty damn raceable anyway at 100, so I was really impressed and taken aback from what I played here, and hopefully you guys will as well. So let's get into it then here at the Belgian Grand Prix.
It's Sunday, and that means it's race time here in Spa. As the cars are being prepared, let's join them trackside for the start of the Belgian Grand Prix.
Right, so let's get into this then. For 5 red lights at the Belgian Grand Prix around the Spa-Francorchamps circuit for 5 laps here with Charles Leclerc in his Alfa Romeo Sauber. 5 red lights have gone out and we're underway, and it's a shaky start for us with a lot of throttle issues there. As I go on through the race, I basically get more comfortable with the entire setup here, but you can see at the very start, still trying to get used to it. We're down the inside then of our teammate Marcus Ericsson after he out-tractioned us off the 5 red lights, and also Gasly there, and the 2 Toro Rosso cars actually go side by side, and also you can see up ahead Stroll trying to make a move as they go up the hill towards the Kemmel Straight. He gets a bit of a tank slap on the top and he has to step out of it, trying to attack Nico Hulkenberg. So, like I've mentioned in previous career mode videos, the AI seem to be a lot more encouraged to attack one another as well as you. And you can see here, look at that, the 2 Toro Rossos outpaced me in a straight line, maybe using more of their attacking ERS mode, but you can see how much kind of ping-pong's going on here. I basically get bullied out of the way by the 2 Toro Rosso cars, so I was really shocked at the time when racing that, like, oh my god, they've just both done me on either side of me, and I wasn't really ready for it. I thought, okay, I've made the 2 passes, I'm not going to see the 2 Toro Rossos ever again in this entire race, whereas now I'm left defending against my teammate there. I have to go back down the inside of him, so that was all very, a reality check basically on how hard the AI are going to race you this year, and I definitely felt like the AI were using their ERS modes better than I was. Remember, in this F1 2018 game, you now have various ERS deployment modes that you can run through, and so I felt like maybe the AI had bumped it all the way up to overtake mode on the ERS mode already, whereas I just kept it in standard so far because I just wanted to get a feel for the car first. My very ever first time driving the Alfa Romeo Sauber in the game, literally at this press event, so just trying to get used to it. Now for the first time you can see I'm bumping up to high and overtake mode, and so that's probably a good thing because I'm losing a lot of pace now to Hartley there, so we need to try and get a move on and try and close back up to them with some rich mix as well. But the good thing is for me, up ahead, it appears the 2 Toro Rosso cars are fighting quite hard to try and chase after Lance Stroll there, and also the other Williams of Sorokin. So again, like I said, the AI basically, compared to last year, they're a lot more willing now to send it down the inside of each other and you if you leave the door open by mistake. And now, speaking about leaving the door open, we go down the inside of Brendan Hartley over the curbing and just about make that. A bit of traction issues on the exit again, or we just about slot ahead of him, and so that is probably what I'm talking about. That is the 100 AI versus 110. I probably wouldn't have been able to do that if I was playing this in my home setup. But of course, like I mentioned, at the PR event, I've just put it to 100 to make sure I could actually get some racing against these AI. And actually, speaking about that, look at my teammate there, Ericsson. Beautiful little slipstream toe on Hartley, and he's going to go down the inside. So we cut onto the replay camera, just have a look behind me, and you can see Ericsson round the outside, and he's going to keep it on the inside. I think he might just get that move done. Yeah, I think he does. No, they're still going side by side, actually. Hartley and Ericsson going hammer and tong there, and so that's really good to see. But we're going to cut later on into that same lap, catching up to Gasly. So for sure, the two Williams at the moment are ahead of all of us. Now, obviously, in the game and in real life, the Williams is stone dead last in the pecking order. So they're definitely holding this entire train up, because you can see the gap from Sorokin, I think that is the lead Williams, to the next car is so large. So these Williams cars are holding not only myself, but also Gasly up and my teammate and Hartley behind. So that's helping me out, close up to Gasly. And so now as we go down, going through Blanchimont and towards the bus stop chicane, try and close up here. You can see I'm constantly playing with the ERS modes at the moment on the bottom right, from medium to high to overtake. We have a little love tap there with Gasly, as that was my kind of awkward braking with the Fanatec pedal, but we're going to be fine. And now we can try and chase after Pierre, who is looking pretty punchy to ultimate, try and overtake that Williams guy. He's been stuck behind him now for a lap, but now remember, lap number 3, DRS will be available for the first time in this 5-lap race. So let's see if he's going to also make a pop at the Williams, whilst we're going to try and equally make one on him if we can catch him napping up the hill now through Rouge and on towards the Kemmel straight. A little bit of snap of oversteer, actually middle of the hill, and that was also partly due to the curbs unsettling. You remember this game now has 1,000 hertz on the suspension modelling, so it means every single curb now in the game is so much more violent and chucks your car off if you're not kind of going over it correctly. And now we've got a mistake there from the Force India car. Yellow flags, bit of contacts being made, and so that's one of the Force India cars down the order. So that's kind of good to see, and AI has made a mistake all on their own. I was nowhere near that incident. They made a mistake like that, so that's always good to see. Kind of adds a little bit more realism into the AI. They're not just kind of robots going around perfectly. They can make some mistakes here and there. And so now we're going to try and close up to the next car, which is not Gasly. It's actually one of the Williams cars, as it looks like Gasly's used that opportunity to try and catch one of them napping. And so as we go through Pouan, then just about flat out in the Sauber car, and we're going to close up now to what is Sorokin in the Williams. And up ahead, you can also see a bit of a snap of oversteer from Lance Stroll. So Gasly's right on the back of him. So can we try and get past the Russian as quickly as possible to then get on the back of the Frenchman as we go through the slingshot double right-hander towards the back straight? We'll have the slipstream. Remember, no DRS down this main straight here, but there will be the slipstream as we go towards Blanchimont. You can see the Renault down the inside of the McLaren, and Pierre Gasly, there he goes down the inside of Lance Stroll right through Blanchimont. We don't have quite the speed to make the move on Sorokin quite yet, but now as we go into the bus stop, make a bit of a dive down the inside, and as Gasly makes his way around the outside of Stroll, we'll do the opposite to Sorokin down the inside, turn to the outside, and we should just about have that on the exit. Oh, big tank of oversteer, but we do get that. But look at that, Stroll is coming back at Gasly, and so it's a ding-dong battle between Gasly and Stroll, still side by side now for almost half a lap. This will be if they keep it side by side all the way toward Rouge, and we might be able to have a go now because we've saved up some ERS here, and we'll have DRS and some slipstream. Gasly has a go up the hill, and they are side by side, and Gasly's made the move round the outside up the hill. That's slowed down on Stroll though, so here we go. We might be able to have a pop here. Stroll, he's going to maybe pull to the right hand side. We're going to go to the left, and we're going to make it 3 wide at the end of the Kemmel straight. We're going to try around the outside. Bit of contact made with Gasly. We're on the curbing there, and Gasly has found the traction to the middle of both of us, and now Stroll defends well from us. We found the grip around the outside though, and we're up the order into P15. But what a scrap and a fight that was. 3 wide at the end of the Kemmel straight. That was awesome. Trying to make it around the outside, couldn't quite do it. You saw that I got on the curbing, and like I mentioned, the curbs are so much better this year, so I just really couldn't get the power down, whereas Gasly in the middle of the circuit, just running on tarmac, he was able to just waltz away from me and Stroll. But speaking about Gasly now, we're on the back of him now to the inside of the next right, and then the left. We go a little bit wide, not on purpose there. That was actually just the natural understeer from the Fanatec wheel there, but we made it work. We're up into P14, but I just want to talk a little bit of a note on that slipstream moment there between Gasly and Stroll and then me versus Sorokin. I actually just thought about, on this year's game now, slipstream is going to be so different in terms of, obviously the slipstream levels naturally might be a little bit tweaked from F1 2017, but now on this year's game, with the ERS, you now just don't have a guaranteed chance to slipstream someone and overtake them. Maybe with DRS, you have more of a guaranteed, attempt at overtaking someone. But if you're just trying to overtake someone with slipstream, now you don't know if the AI car, or even online, if the driver ahead of you or behind you is going to use ERS overtake mode, or ERS high, or medium, or low, or even none, if they're saving that much ERS for later on the Grand Prix. And so you just don't know that, and that's a changeable thing. And so that's going to be a really powerful tool to defend or attack along with the slipstream. In a way, you can effectively, if you're still being slipstreamed down the back straight at Monza, let's say, you can try and, break away and get away from them if you just bump it up to hot lap mode on the ERS. So that's actually just something I thought about. That's going to be really quite intriguing to see how that plays out, not only in career mode, but I'm thinking also online for league races. it's going to add to the nuance of racing each other, basically, and just the number of iterations you could have of battles depending on what ERS and fuel mixture modes you're using. But we're just going through now on the last lap of the Grand Prix, just trying to push hard, maybe try and catch Van Dorn if we can, although that McLaren at the moment in his build should be fast enough to stay ahead of us. But you saw there actually before, whilst I was talking about the ERS, Gasly had a really good old go at us down the inside of the box stop chicane, but we managed to get him, and now he's got his own teammate and the other two Williams for company there. So we're going to round out lap number 5, and actually just to give you guys a nice view of the game, raw gameplay, I'm just going to stop talking for a second, let this lap finish out, and then we'll come back in.
A great win then for the Maranello team today. So, Ant, how exactly did they set themselves apart from the pack today?
Well, I think the track conditions just really suited their car today. Wind, track temperature, you name it. These cars come alive when the tyres are just at the right temperature. So the more easily you can keep them there, the better your race tends to go. And that's exactly what happened. Their car just looks so comfortable out there.
And as we can see, it's time for the podium, and as the drivers make their way out, there's a familiar red suit making its way to the top step. Fantastic win for Ferrari.
So as well as the onboard audio of the cars having been improved for this year's game, the outboard audio has also been massively improved. It sounds really realistic at a lot of different parts of the replay camera. So I'm going to let that play out then for the rest of the video and let you guys watch that without my commentary. So if you guys have enjoyed the video, smash the like button. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. If you are new around here, do get subscribed for weekly Formula 1 content. And remember, if you didn't check out those 3 career mode preview videos I made last week, then be sure to go check them out and get subscribed. And I'll see you guys next time. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day and enjoy the rest of your video. Goodbye.